Hello. Hello. Okay. Oh, hold on. Uh, me. I don't know what happened. It just. I saw my YouTube preview was buffering. Like you could see, like the little buffer icon. Uh, and oh, is anyone? Oh yeah, I think you can hear me, Ender. I was thinking that um YouTube's algorithm, AI, whatever, figured out I was playing music from a location that should not be played from over a stream, and so then they uh, probably like dropped the stream or something. I don't know. I could be wrong, but you know, it's unfortunate. Um, what was I saying? Uh, oh yeah. Well, someone said about something about. I think Ender was talking about New York laws. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, Mike can probably give you a better answer to this, but my thoughts on it, at the end of the day, people want to be protected. They want, you know, our legal system to protect them. Spotify Ninjas broke your connection. Yes. People who make music, they want to be able to make a profit, and there's a lot of people that are doing, that are, uh, you know, like pirates that are just doing like really bad things, and it's like, I don't know what happened at what point in time where, now the laws just became so strict that, I mean, I can understand why they would crack down on people like Spotify in particular, because I'm not paying to listen to that music. I never paid them. I never gave them any money. And where does Spotify get all that music? They have to get it from the people who own it. They have to pay for all of the licenses for all the songs, so it costs a lot of money, you know. So I don't blame them, for wanting to crack down on people who are uh, playing their music for free. But if I buy premium, I should be able to because I'm paying them. I should be allowed to uh, to play music to other people, at a party or at an event or at a stream, to do those types of things. Um, but yeah. Oh, I don't know if you saw. I'm trying to find things to show off here. I'll probably end the stream maybe in like maybe 10 or 20 minutes, and I'll just kind of hang out a little bit longer for you, get with you guys. Isn't it $10 a month? Um, yeah, I mean that's not too bad. It's kind of funny though, now that you mention that, because I had this thought about like, oh geez, oh, I had this thought a while ago about like how all these different websites have subscriptions services, which are really nice, especially when they're cheap, like Amazon Prime, Hulu. I've never had Hulu, but I actually considered at one point. Netflix, Spotify, whatever, what have you, Discord Nitro, things like that. It's like a couple dollars a month. It's not a lot, but it adds up when you have a lot of these subscriptions. So it's like, how many can you have until it's there's just too much. It's like, there's a limit. Even though for internet based services, a subscription based business model is very, very solid, compared to like bombarding people with advertisements that look very unprofessional. That's why they do subscriptions. Yeah, annually is $100. Monthly, I mean, well, monthly is a couple. It's less than it's a twelfth. It's a twelfth of 100 or close. I know it's not exactly a twelfth of 100, but it's close. I mean, it's probably cheaper if you pay per year. They usually give you like a Sam's Club bulk discount. Oh, you pay a full year's worth up front, we'll give you a discount. for buying a virtual product. Premium. How much is premium here? $9.99 a month. Yeah, $10, which is not bad, you know. And that's all they need is $10 a month from every single person, from a lot of people in the country, to pay for their music licenses. So just imagine how much money Spotify has to dish out just to companies. I don't know who the people who own these like licenses. I mean, you'd imagine that the people who create the music, but then you also have these big companies, record companies, that they probably own them as well and enforce the ownership licensing of those songs as well. And they basically manage selling the licensing to people who want to use that song. Like you think like what's that song, Gangster's Paradise, in the Sonic trailer. They probably had to pay to use it. Now, was it a one-time payment? How much was that one-time payment? Who knows? And it's like, well, if you buy a song off of like iTunes or something, does that give you the right to play it, in public or at an event? I would think it would, but laws don't always align with common sense, because everyone has a different idea of what common sense is, and that's okay. I don't know if I showed this. I don't know if that one not saw this, but this was a pencil holder that I 3D printed. Actually, I made, and yeah, it's a cube. I didn't intend it to be a pencil holder. I just wanted to print a cube, a giant cube, and I figured, can I use this for something? And then, well, to print this cube, I had to get support material, because obviously printing these parts would be very difficult. So there was support material, and I broke the support material off. But then I took one of the pieces and I taped it to the bottom there, so now it had a solid surface, and so now I can just use it as a pencil holder. Quite nice. I'm trying to show all this stuff off. Usually it's the record label that goes after people regarding copyright infringement. Yeah, because they could be making money off of those people, and they're not, so they're going to go after them. Well, I mean, it's a cube. I have very limited knowledge, and obviously if I did a little bit more research, I'd know a little bit more, but from what I understand, people who turn into an ASMR stream. No, for people who what is it? I'm losing my train of thought here. People who make music, usually what they'll do to get their name out there, to get their music in front of a lot of people, kind of like a video game, you get publishers, right? But then those publishers have a stake in the music you produce. So if people are pirating that content, then not only are you losing money, but the company's also losing money. So it's in their own interest. And so regardless of whether or not you care or not whether people pirate your music, they're going to do it anyway. They're going to, you should feel bad if people, pirate your music. But if you think personally that people are using your content fairly, if they're using it with a degree of integrity and, not trying to resell it, which is like, that's the big capital felony, is like trying to resell something that you made. That's the big no. But if you're just playing your music to other people to share it, to basically, show your love for a song, like I was playing smooth jazz because I like smooth jazz, and plus it's 12 o'clock at night, so that's what you play. But yeah, it is what it is. It's all about the almighty dollar. Yes, you're right. That is the overruling thing. 3D printing always been fascinating to me. Wish there were services near my area. Yeah. I don't know a lot of people who do 3D printing. You can as like, the 3D printer I have, it's like very very basic printer. I mean, I could probably even show it here. Hold on. It's I can even show you a couple other things I made. Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? I'll show you more things before I turn my camera upwards. This thing, I watched a YouTube video about this weird shape. Oh, I just dropped it. Where'd it go? This weird shape. And it failed miserably. It doesn't work the way it's supposed to work. But it's this weird shape. And I think it's called, I don't want to mispronounce it, but I think it's called a gambak. Yeah, a gambak. And basically, basically it's supposed to be a shape where it doesn't matter how you orient it, it'll always, and it kind of does, but it always ends up in this specific orientation. It always points up. So it's like, and it's very close to like a turtle shell. If you think that looks like a turtle shell, then, well, biology is on your side with that. So, oh, I got 4 viewers. Oh, I'm wondering who that 4th person is. It could be, I don't know. It just says participants, me, Doubtnut, and Enderslayer. So as far as I know, it's just us 3. So I'm one of the viewers. Okay. The 4th one, I don't know who well, it says concurrent. So anyway, there's also this shape, which I love a lot more. There's that shape. And I also made a gear. Maybe, I don't know. I wanted to make a couple gears and then see if I could make, but I just like, hey, you know what? Might as well make a gear. And then, you know, set it up so that the hole is big enough to fit in, you know, whatever you want, and then you can spin it. Nice. Good stuff. You know, just have a little fun here and there. Make little fidget toys for yourself. That's the number one thing to print. And then this shape. So this shape, it does look like a guitar pick. I mean, maybe there's a reason why. But this is what's called, I don't know if there's a fancier name, but the traditional name of this shape is, it is a shape, here. It is a shape of constant width. So if you think about, and I mean, once I say that, you're probably going to know what, oh, welcome. You're probably going to know what is so unique about it. You know, I can do this, here. So I'll put it between my hands and watch. It's a little bit, it's not perfect. And it might not. I mean, if I had 2 blocks of wood, it'd actually be easier. But you can kind of see what's going on there, maybe. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But let me just show you. So a circle is an object of constant radius. Okay? Now it is also an object of constant width by that very fact. If an object is of constant radius, then it is by definition it is also an object of constant radius. Or I mean width, I'm sorry. Well, diameter, width, whatever. Width, diameter, you get it. So a circle will roll on the ground, and its center point will always stay in the same place relative to that surface it's rolling on. And that cannot be said for this object, but what can be said is that if you take this object and roll it on a surface, the point furthest away from the surface, will always have the same distance. So I guess I could maybe, like if I take here, so if I take these 2 markers, and you'll see here, you know, there's the 2, trying to align this. I have these 2 markers here. Here, let me move OBS closer to me. There. Now, if I take the object, move it, and not have the markers move, put them between the markers, please, and then lift up. I think you get the point. Here, I'll just do this. There. You can kind of see. I can move them, and the markers always stay the same distance away from each other because of the fact that, you know, it's an object of constant width. So, you know, if one of these markers was the surface that it's sitting on, the highest, the point that's furthest away is going to be always the same distance, no matter where it is, you know. So that's just, you know, you can roll objects on top of it. Definitely, I'm not placing 10 stacks of black glass on Minecraft right now. Are you trying to I don't know what you're trying to do. Are you trying to make shade? Trying to make a shade or something? Like trying to make a dark area? That's how it works. But yeah, then there's this gear I made. Here, let me just show you my, I don't know if this is going to work because I don't want to remove the webcam. Let's see what I can do here. Tilt the, is this working? Hold on. It is working. Tilt the lamp. It's upside down, yay. There's the printer. Upside down. That's the printer. It's not fancy. That was my face. Equilateral. I mean, you... it's equilateral in its width, which is a different way of saying it. I'll say this: when people use the word equilateral, equilateral means equal length. So, I mean, most of the time when you hear the word equilateral, that's like equilateral triangle. So an equilateral triangle is just a triangle where all three sides are the same length. You know, so a square is an equilateral quadrilateral, actually. That's actually correct. Oh, I forgot to show this. I made this, which is, hold on. I gotta have the chat. Can I just do this? That works. Okay. Oh, I'm not showing it. Hold on. But yeah, this is just, I mean, if you search up on Google, object of constant width, W-I-D-T-H, instead of radius, it's width, or object of constant diameter. You know, that's the only thing that's unique about this object. Well, and the other thing that's unique about it is that the way that you can create this object is if you take three circles and that are of the same radius, they're the same size, and you take the three circles and you kind of orient themselves in like a triple Venn diagram, then the intersection of those three circles is this shape. I mean, I can very roughly do it. You know, why not? I'm good at drawing circles, right? Am I good at drawing circles? Do you know? Okay. So you draw one circle, and then the next circle. So what you want to do is you draw one circle, and then, let me fix this. Okay. So you draw one circle, and then what you do is, this is the difficult part. You have to draw another circle that is the same size. So, well, if you draw another circle that's the same size, but it intersects with the center, then the center point will be somewhere here. So you can put one here, and then you draw another circle like that, really crappily. And then you draw, I probably did this wrong. Okay, and then the center point of that would be there, and then you go like that, sort of. Kind of wrong, but I mean, just to give you the idea of like where the shape comes from. So you can see there that this right here is in fact this shape. That's all it is. I mean, these circles are not the same size, but you could see here that that's where the shape comes from. And what's unique about this shape is that, you know, if you were to take this shape and squeeze it between two flat objects, the distance between those two flat objects will always be the same. You know, It doesn't matter, you know, what you do. If you do this, you do that. I mean, what I could do, I suppose, is I could do that. And then I could mark it, maybe. Mark that. And mark that. This is what I enjoy doing, although I don't always do this. And then I can just drop it in there again. It's not in the same orientation, but you can see, boom, those little 2 marks I made are in the same exact place. But I can rotate this object freely between them, pretty much. Over-explaining. But that was my 3D printer. I bought it for $300. This is the point. Yeah. I bought the 3D printer for like $300. So a lot, and that was a couple years ago, actually. And I mean, there's a lot of other 3D printers out there that are a lot more money, but that was like the cheapest one. And so it allows me to just print things. You know, there's, you know, if I got a better printer, I can't say for sure whether or not, you know, the prints would be better in general. I know from experience that if you buy cheap filament, the plastic itself, if you buy cheap plastic, then there's no way of getting a good print, especially on a cheaper printer. So you have to buy the good filament, the good stuff, to make that work. And especially when you're making really rounded objects, you know, there could be issues. This is where the print started on this one, and you can see if it focuses that it's not going to focus, is it? Come on. There we go. It's messed up. It's not supposed to look like that. Oops. Yeah, it's not supposed to look like that. So if it was a better printer, maybe that wouldn't happen. I don't know. And you can use Blender. I have a different program that I use for just creating 3D models, and it's quite useful. But you could just very well use Blender. And then you also need another program called a slicer, which then takes your 3D model and turns it into something that can be printed out on a printer. And then there was this jerry can that I made. And this jerry can, as a matter of fact, comes from a game. This actually comes from a particular game. The Blender game. They are. I like raycasting in Blender. Hold on. Yeah, I like doing raycasting in Blender because it's fun. You get some interesting realistic effects. But this is a jerry can from a game that you probably know of called Half-Life. And I've never played Half-Life, but the way I got the model is because, well, you know, another game that uses Half-Life assets is Gary's Mod. And so I went into the Gary's Mod files and managed to get a couple different model files and went into Blender and managed to convert them so that I could, 3D print them. So this is actually the gas can that you shoot with the pistol in Gary's Mod, and it blows up and it goes. That's this right here. If I did it, this was with, and this is when I first got the printer, I had really crappy filament, and this was the filament I used. I had black filament, and it was kind of crappy. I mean, I probably didn't calibrate the printer good enough anyway. So the smaller pieces, like the handle, was very, very. It was a pain to get it to make it work. And if it focuses again, if it'll allow it. Come on. Well, I had also sanded it. I was trying to make it smoother. Okay, it focused. But you can see, let me get my pen. Right about there, you can kind of see, like, there's like little strips, almost. If I get it in the light just right. There we go, you can kind of see it. There's like little strips, maybe. That, if it looks kind of like rough in spots, that's because I sanded it with like sandpaper. But a sure sign that either your printer isn't calibrated properly or you're using crappy filament is just that Now it's defocused again. There you can really see it. There you can really see it. There's like these. It's just a line, and that was like, so you can see the inner layers. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, I the reason why I was saying that was because, you know, if you find people that do 3D printing, you know, and you want something, go ahead and try it out. You know, you can pay someone to do it, or you can buy your own printer. If you don't want to you just, you know, you can pay someone else to do it. I don't really know how the industry in as far as 3D printing, 3D printing things for people, you know, homemade manufacturing. I don't know if that's like a sure thing, you know, for the next coming decade. I hope it is, though, because that's a really nice way for people to make money, is just to, you know, not everyone has a 3D printer, and they cost a lot of money, although it's affordable. You know, it's not super expensive, and so I could do that. In fact, I mean, now that I'm talking about this, you know, my dad actually owns. I definitely like to sometime in the future. Yeah, you know, it's nice to be able to. I've made a couple. There's a bunch of other things that I made. Oh yeah, I want. Here. Let's see. What else did I make? I tried to make Lego bricks. Just to say this right now, if you're going to try to make Lego bricks, it's not going to be as good as you think. Stick to injection molding. Stick to injection molding, because that's what Lego has been doing, and they haven't changed their manufacturing process. So, you know, if you want to make Legos, stick to injection molding, and that requires lots of money. So, no Legos for people to make yet. But this is also another asset from Half-Life. You probably would recognize this one. It looks like a helium tank. I don't know if that's what it is, but that's what it looks like. The bottom looks nice. And it has you can kind of notice it, actually. It has a really low poly, like lighting effect to it. And that's because it's a low poly object. So that's kind of interesting. I mean, it's kind of a turnoff, but it's something you don't always notice, because when you actually look at a 3D model that's low poly like this, you don't see the reason why you don't see that kind of low poly shading is because of the fact that they interpolate. So, you know, they do light smoothing. I mean, you probably know that from Blender, because Blender does that. I mean, every modern rendering engine does that. They interpolate the lighting on a surface, so you can have a low poly surface, like this, where you can see the distinct reflections from each individual surface polygon, but you know, they have the whole light interpolation thing, and that kind of fixes that issue. But here in reality, that doesn't happen. So if you have a low poly surface, that's what it's going to look like. That's how it is. So actually quite interesting. Something you can really appreciate. The fact that you can't interpolate light in reality. You can't control light. Light just does what it wants to do. I think I did this. I literally had to redo this part at least 10 times, I think. Maybe 7, I don't know. Because I was trying to get it perfect. And I was doing it like this. I was printing it like this. So it was the bottom like this. And the reason why I was doing that was because I had this feeling that if I tried printing it this way, where this side was on the print surface, so it's sort of from the bottom going up, I thought that it wouldn't work because it was like this. But it definitely could have did that. But I was an idiot, and I didn't think it would have succeeded at, like, you can do like these really small bridge areas, like you can bridge that very easily. But I thought, nah, that's not going to work. But yeah, so I was printing it like upside down, and this is where having good filament comes into play. So it's kind of crappy. I mean, even the nozzle, if it focuses, that is the magic word. You can see it's really crappy. It's not by any means perfect. But if I did it again with my new filament, it would probably be a lot better. I'm trying to see. I tried to make a bunch of different Half-Life models. I made, and they're all to scale, to a particular scale. So these two objects are the same size. So if you go into Gary's mod or go into Half-Life or whatever, and you get these two, you find the propane tank or whatever this is. I think it's like a gas can or whatever. And you take the red jerry can and you put them next to each other. You'll find out that they're exactly that size. Oh, no, yeah. Okay, I remember what this is now, because there was a shorter one. There was a... It's been a while. Yeah, this model in Half-Life is it's like a faint desaturated red, I believe. I think. Yeah. And it does explode. And this is the red jerry can, so that explodes as well. In Gary's mod, at least, from what I remember. It's been a while. I also wanted to make the refrigerator. Like, there's a bunch of different models. I made the pop can, and it's to scale. So the soda can is like that big. I don't know where it went. It's somewhere behind me on my shelf with all my 3D models and stuff. Gee, something else. Oh. This is my favorite. Okay, this is my favorite thing that I made. This is going to be really weird, but to put on the camera, but I have a tripod, okay? This is my tripod. It's a giant tripod. You get the point. So it's a tripod that's meant for cameras, okay? But I want to be able to use it with my phone, okay? But to do that, you need to buy a special mount for the phone. And so instead, I'm like, fuck that. I'll make my own attachment. And this is really probably the best thing I ever made so far, the best thing I've ever made with the 3D printer. This is something I think everyone wants. I mean, you can buy something, but like, I just made it. This thing fits into the thingamajig. It fits, oh, I'm making a lot of loud noises. It fits right into there. So, if I open that up, and you can see all I do is I just slide it in, and there it's attached. And then I can take my phone, and it's not the most perfect fit, but it holds it. So if I want to make a panorama, or if I want to hold the camera still, if I want to hold it still for once, then I can, I can do that. And so I would say this is probably the best invention I've ever made. Yes, exactly. Whoa. This is the best thing I ever made. There was another one I made before this, but it broke. Here it is. This is it. This was the first one I made, and it worked very nicely. In fact, I made this one when I had the iPhone 6, and now I have the iPhone 8. But this is what it was originally, and it was kind of crappy. You can see, I think this was with the old filament. I don't know, or maybe it wasn't. I'm not sure, but yeah, same design pretty much. I mean, this one had really hard edges, and then I decided to round them out. So this is the new one. This is the old one that's broken, and you can see I decided to design it so that it had rounded edges, which makes it a lot more. It makes it look like it has more quality, I guess you can say, because the edges are smooth. But the way it broke was that faithfully, is that I had this thing attached to the tripod. The tripod fell over, and when it hit the ground, it hit like this, I think, yeah. And the weight of the tripod, it basically ripped this piece off. So this was the weak point, essentially. And that's even true with this thing. This is the weak point. If it's going to break, it's going to fall onto the ground like this and snap off, basically, and that's going to break it. But yeah, I don't know if there's anything else. Oh. I tried making a logo. I tried making a logo, which, I mean, that was a long time ago, and it didn't work out. and I had to manually replace the black and the blue filament, so it kind of worked, but not exactly. And so this was supposed to be my name, and it kind of worked, but not really. Not really. Pieces broke off. And then this is, so here's a 2D object of constant width. Here's a 3D. Here's a 3D object of constant width. It's the same thing, but same property of, you know, taking equal size circles and making them intersect with each other in that kind of fashion, but it's in 3D. So that's one of those kind of awesome things. Still cool nonetheless, yeah. So I was trying to look for the, I thought there was something else I made that was like, I made a dice, and it looks ugly, but it's a functioning dice with 6 sides. So it's just trying to make these very simple objects that normally you would have to buy at the store, and it's like, well, now I can make them. But I had to spend $300 to do that, plus plastic. But it's cool because you can make whatever you want and design it how you want. I know I know you can make a whistle, but I have not made a whistle, unfortunately. I want to though. So, oh, I can't believe I didn't throw these out. Here were some of the failed prints of the gas can. You could see, well, it worked up to this point, and then basically the piece broke off of the bed, and then things started going south, and so I had to turn it off. So that's what happened. A sound investment, yes. Maybe in the future it will be when the process is perfected a little bit more. I think it's being perfected as we speak. You know, in the next coming decade, 3D printing is going to be perfected. That's one thing I can say for sure. Let's see here. That's pretty much it. I mean, there's this. I could keep going. There was this, and this broke. But this was supposed to be a propeller. Stupid little propeller. And I broke it. That was my fault. Oh, see? You know how I said I could keep going all day? You know how I said that? Well, I was right. So you see here I have this this cable here, right? And so I can use it to plug in my phone, right? Nice. Wait. Plug in? Oh, okay. It is okay, so it's charging. So it's a nice charging cable. But where is it coming from? Well, it's plugged into a cable splitter that's on the floor, but what I've done is I've made a contraption that looks like this. This is another great invention, which is actually probably better than this one, but I take it for granted because I literally use it well, not every day, but, and you can probably already guess what this thing does. It's very simple, right? It's very simple. It holds a wire. Oh my God. One of the things that you'd actually want. And this thing is just a 3M Velcro, and the other side of this Velcro is over there on the corner of the table. So now I can just literally have that thing over there. This is literally, people will buy this. If you can make this on a printer, people will buy them. Hands down, people will buy them. You know, if I made a bunch of these and started selling them to people, I bet you people would buy them. I don't go to high school anymore, but you could probably go into high school, well, okay, I said that wrong. But yeah, if you're still in school, you can get a 3D printer, start making these things, right? And start selling them to kids at school and make a quick buck, real easy. Like $1 a piece or something. And you start making them. You know, you could make more than 20 of these out of a roll of filament. And if you sell them at $1 a piece, then you'll make your money back. Because a good roll of filament is like $20 to $24, you know, just for, so you could just make a bunch of these. Obviously, color is going to be one of those issues because people are going to be like, I want a pink one, I want a blue one, I want a black one, you know. So, but hey, for $1, you know, make these cool little, and it just holds your wire for you. So it doesn't fall off the table, you know, because that's, if I didn't have this, this would fall off the table. And I also have another one on my main desk where my computer is, and it holds my mouse. So pain exists for a reason. Cricket noises. r/whoosh. You could even change premium for colors. Oh, okay, now I know what you mean by paint. Okay, it took me a second. I'm like, yeah, you could just recolor it. I mean, and then you'll get that one ratchet girl that's like, I don't want to paint it. I just want it to be pink. Why do I have to paint it? Like, but yeah, this is another, things like this, like little holders, you know, like this thing. It's a holder. It holds your phone in a tripod. This thing, it holds a cable, and you can customize the size to whatever you want. So if the one that you bought on Amazon isn't the right size, you can make your own. And literally, it costs a small fraction of $1, because a roll of filament is like $24. This thing, if you were to weigh it and calculate its value, it's probably vastly cheaper than any similar product you'd get anywhere else, because you've made it yourself. You know, I know people have made holders for their headset. The only thing, of course, is that, you know, this thing isn't the most strongest material. I mean, I can bend it. You can see here, I can bend this. It's strong, but the thing is, it's not the strongest thing in the world. It's not high quality material, but it's strong. So you have to be respectful of the material, because if you bump into it with your chair, you might break it. You know, if you pinch it between two heavy objects, you're probably going to break it or something, you know. Of course, you could always make a new one, but, you know. Hopefully that's it. I mean, there's other things that I've made, but they're like kind of insignificant, whatever, you know. I've printed out a couple just rectangular prisms, you know, just because, why not? And I think you also do that just to test the those types of things. But those are some of the big uses. Like, I could probably 3D print a part out to attach the camera to this lamp. But right now I'm just using this. This is quite nice. I will recommend this. On Amazon, I bought this. It's Velcro, and it's really strong Velcro, might I add. And it's really, really strong, and you can use it, and it's just a bunch. It's quite cheap, I think, from what I last remember. I mean, they gave you a bunch of it, and you can use it to like hold wires together or something. And I took a couple and just kind of made this little contraption to hold the camera steady on the on my articulating lamp. So yeah. Yeah, I think probably, maybe, I don't know if I'll do it anytime soon, but I will do a stream where I will, where's that paper? Did I move it? Yeah, I don't know where I put it. But I'll do a stream, and it'll be in Unity. I'll do like a cellular automata simulation in Unity. Hopefully people find it interesting. I was hoping I'd get more viewers on YouTube. This is mostly just a test to see how many people I'd get. But it's just you two guys, which is fine, you know. I was hoping we'd get people from like, that would get, like, they'd get the video, the stream would be recommended to them or something like that. That'd be cool. But no. Oh, let me reattach this. So yeah, there's some people out there I've seen who they stream 3D printing. Well, that's the thing, though. I mean, let me. I think it's getting better. I'll say this. I think it's getting better because, well, I mean, from what it seems like, it's getting better. I'm gonna move my microphone. Plus, it's nighttime in the U.S. That's true. Yeah, that's the other thing. Okay, I want to switch. I can finally use my... Okay, watch the stream right now. Just pay attention to it for a couple seconds. I set this up a long time ago, and I finally get to use it. Let me... Hold on, before I... Oh, crap, I just closed out the chat. So I can't see. But just wait here for a second. Okay. So I'm gonna... Okay, so start watching it now, just so you guys can see the cool effect that's I set up. Oh, wait, did it not work? Oh, well, I guess I didn't have it set up that way. But you could see... Why am I... Oh. I didn't want to show the stream playback. Oh, well. I gotta put it on the other screen. But... It's just this little silly effect where it transitions like that, essentially, which, you know. Anyway, this is what I want to show. So if we go on... Hold on. My channel. YouTube Studio. Oh, now it's bright white. Nice. Analytics. This is why I think the algorithm is getting better. Yeah, that's what the transitions. That's what I was showing. But let's see here. I don't know if you knew this. You probably didn't, because I was kind of like showing it off, like I was like amazed. Videos. This was the last video. Where's the analytics? Do I just have to click on it? There. Here we go. So this was when I first uploaded the video. Right here, obviously. So that it just basically rose up. So this is kind of like the typical increase in views over time. And so it kept doing that for like a couple days. And then out of nowhere, it like spikes. And I get 200 views. I get a total of, a grand total of like 220 views. And now it has plateaued again. So something happened here where all of a sudden people started getting noticing it, you know. And that was awesome. And I'm like, okay, so where did all these people come from, you know? And can I do this again with my next video? And will they do the same thing with, or was I just lucky? Logic. But I was looking down here and, you know, it's saying like traffic source types, browse features. And I'm like, okay, what is a browse feature? I think somewhere here, the answer kind of was like glaring in my face at some point. Engagement, audience, reach. Advanced mode. Here it is. Here it is. So traffic source. Here we go. So you can see here on each section here is a particular day, and you can see that here, this was the day I released the video, and most of the views came from direct or unknown. So that was like when I posted the video on the general chat of our Discord, and people saw it from various links and places and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, a couple days later, it goes down. A couple days later, spikes. Browse features. And if you look down here at the graph, or not the graph, but the breakdown, you'll see 221 views, 177, which is at 80%, came from browse features. So what are browse features? And it tells you right here with the little question mark. Traffic from the home page, home screen, the subscription feed, and other browsing features. So what this is telling me is that it was recommended to people. And so this is why, if you've seen it before, you've probably seen this. If you're a YouTube connoisseur, you know, you'll see people who will like be on your recommended page, and they'll write something in their description. It'll be like a video from like 5 years ago, and they'll write something in their description saying like, oh my God, I can't believe my video has this many views. It's because the algorithm is starting to actually, you know, reward random people, which is nice. It's like now your video actually has a chance of getting some viewership if it's actually worth it, you know. If you put, you know, so it seems like it's trying to do something good, you know. It's trying to curate videos. Like if it thinks, oh, you're probably gonna like this content, then we're gonna show it, no matter how unprofessional it is. So, but yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. I hope if I release another video, I want to do a bunch of like, I know I've said this in the past, but I want to do more like tutorial programming videos and stuff like that. And you know, stuff like that. So, like something unique. A lot of other people do like, you know, tutorials on the basic stuff, and I'd like to do that as well, you know, so that people have different videos to look at for so they can help get an idea of whatever the programming topic is, you know. But you know, I also like to do like more application specific tutorials, like showing like how to do this, like, you know, if, in a game, like if you want to have laser reflections, like if you have laser guns in your game, like laser tag, and you want to do reflections, like you know, I'll show you the math behind it, and or maybe a video kind of explaining my own point of view on like trying to explain vectors in general, because vectors are really crucial to it's like the cornerstone of game development. If you can't comprehend vectors and how to use them and how powerful they are, then it's going to be hard for you to make a really high quality game. You can still make one without a lot of understanding, but you know, it's important. But yeah. Oh jeez. 700 impressions. 700 people at least saw the thumbnail. At least. Which is a lot. And that's awesome. So, okay. And, yeah. I think I ran out of stuff to talk about. And it's 1 o'clock at night, so I should probably just close the stream anyway. But thank you, too, for listening to me ramble. I guess besides that one random, for whatever reason, shutdown of the stream, like shut itself down for some reason. I don't know why. We'll never know, but that's okay. But as long as the sound quality was good. Good typing. As long as the stream quality was decent and the audio was nice, and you know, I'm watching my camera try to focus itself, and it's like flinching. It looks like it's flinching because it has nothing to focus on, although it should be focusing on that, but it's failing miserably for some reason. Oh yeah, let me just do that. There we go. So, Oh, I could have did that. Okay. All right. Yeah. So let's see here. Oh. So yeah. Okay. I will sleep well because I'm tired. I did. Today was my day off from coding. I didn't do any coding today. So hopefully tomorrow my brain will be fresh. Well, it's 1 in the morning, so tomorrow is today, so yeah. I'll have to stream at a better time than this, obviously. I knew that because I was streaming so late, I probably wouldn't be able to do anything useful. And I wanted to really, if I do a stream, I want to kind of nail home and, make it good. And streaming at this time of night is not good. It's like not enough energy. But yeah. So, thank you too for watching the stream and helping me assure that the video and audio quality is top notch. So, I'll be ending the stream here, and I will see you guys on Discord or in a different video, or I'll see you somewhere else, maybe. Okay? I'll see you guys later.